What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today we're playing Call of Duty World War II in 2024. 7 years later, how's the game doing these days? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video. Personally, I was a huge fan of Call of Duty World War II. It's really the game, it holds a special place in my heart because it's a game that really got my channel going and really kind of helped me make a name for myself on this platform. All the crazy gameplays that I would put up on the channel, like that time when I went 93-4 with the ball turret. Like, I kept getting, like, I got like 5 or 6 ball turrets and I just kept gunning down people. And the 4 deaths that I had was because I was on my kill streak and I couldn't defend myself. And they were spawning, like, right next to me, and that's the only reason why I got the 4 deaths. It would have been 93-0. But, yeah, I remember uploading a whole bunch of World War II back then, and I still, you know, it really left an impression on me. The fact that that gameplay that I just mentioned, where I went 93-4, is still the trailer for my channel. I think it's still the best video I've ever made in my entire fucking life. It's just so funny. It's so amazing. Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories with World War II. It was the game that I would credit getting me interested and invested in the Call of Duty series again after so many years of lackluster games that I just wasn't feeling, like I really wasn't into, like Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare. All 4 of those games I wasn't really a fan of. I actually, you know, Infinite Warfare, I would say looking back, is not a bad game. Not as bad as everyone says it is. Black Ops 3, I think, is overrated for a few reasons. I'm not going to get into that in this whole video, though. But you know, World War II, finally back to boots on the ground, the series kind of going back to its roots. Overall, the core gameplay and the map design, I would say, is pretty solid. And it reminds me a lot of the classic Call of Duty games, to the point where if you're someone that misses the golden age of Call of Duty and you want, like, a more modern game that plays like classic COD, then definitely go for World War II, because you can play it on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, Series S, you know. So I'd say overall, like, depending on what you're looking for, it's definitely worth playing. There's still a lot of people that play this game to this day. The player base has definitely gone down quite a bit over the past couple of years, but there's still a healthy enough player base where if you get in, you're not going to, like, struggle to find a match. You have still people playing Team Deathmatch, Domination, pretty much all times of the day, too. Even one time I started a play session at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was still able to get in, actually, which was very surprising. I really don't play a whole lot of World War II anymore because, to be honest, the main fun factor for me playing this game was a little game mode called the Throwback Mosh Pit, which basically included Team Deathmatch, Domination, and a couple of game modes. And it played entirely differently from the base World War II game because they just took the balancing of that game and threw it out the window and made it play more like Modern Warfare 2, meaning 2009 Modern Warfare 2. So you had Danger Close, Juggernaut, Stopping Power, all these crazy, overpowered perks from back in the day. And the best part of that was you had the kill streaks actually counted towards getting more kill streaks, meaning if you got kills from a fighter pilot or whatever, that actually counted towards earning more kill streaks. That's how I was able to get all those ball turrets in that one game that I talked about, because pretty much all I was doing was raining down hell on the enemies with my kill streaks, and I just kept getting the same streaks over and over and over again. It was the fighter pilot, the ball turret, and I forget, paratroopers. Oh my god, the paratroopers. Oh man, yeah, they were really bad. But in the base game, it just kind of hits different. In my opinion, it's not as fun. I know a lot of people like it when it's more balanced and when you don't have people spamming kill streaks and stuff, but I feel like that's just the arcadey, chaotic fun that Call of Duty is kind of known for and what makes it stand out among all the other FPS games out there. So the reason why I don't play it is because basically no one plays a Throwback Mosh Pit anymore. I like the base game for Call of Duty World War II. I think it's pretty fairly well balanced and it's actually quite fun. But the Throwback Mosh Pit was just so much more fun that, yeah, it's, you know, because it used to be the featured playlist in the game, but then they changed it to, I forget what it was. It was like it's like Headquarters, but with zombies. Forget what they actually call it, but that's basically what it is. And that's fun, too, but, man, they need to bring Throwback Mosh Pit back to the featured playlist, because back when it was on the featured playlist, like, as soon as you booted up the game, it said Throwback Mosh Pit. That lasted for a good while. When that was going on, everyone was playing Throwback, but now it's like you have to scroll through the menu of all the different game modes, and it's literally at the very bottom of the list. So no one's playing it anymore because of that, which sucks. And it really kind of took the enjoyment away from me for that game. You know, like I said, it's still fun, but it's... Yeah, I'd rather play like Black Ops 4 and some of the other Call of Duties that are just so unbalanced that it's just it's a good time. It really is. I know I have a lot of younger viewers and a lot of you were not around back when World War II came out, but there was a lot of controversy surrounding this game. Mostly some balancing decisions that they made. The big one was the introduction of the division system, which essentially replaced the traditional create a class system. Divisions divided players into different military roles with predefined loadouts and abilities, limiting the customization that players had enjoyed in previous games. And this change didn't sit well with the community, as it felt restrictive and took away the freedom to create unique playstyles, and the balancing of the divisions was just so off. Like, there were really only, like, one, out of, like, the 5, 6, 7 divisions, that there were really only 2 of them that were actually worth using. But, you know, Sledgehammer actually listened to the players' concerns, and they worked diligently to address the issues raised by the players. And over time, through a series of updates and patches, I remember it was like April or May of 2018, they gave a huge overhaul of the division system. They introduced an update that expanded the customization options, allowing players to mix and match abilities and weapons to create more personalized loadouts. This change gave players a greater sense of freedom and control over their playstyle, bridging the gap between the division system and the more traditional create a class. Balancing issues, map design, weapon tuning were also addressed through updates. So, yeah, the development team, I can't remember an instance, more so than World War II, where the development team really actively engaged with the community and listened to feedback and made adjustments, and basically admitted that they screwed up instead of doubling down like what Infinity Ward and Treyarch have been doing over the past few years. So, credit where credit's due. They actually were able to turn this game around and make it a lot better than it otherwise would have been. And, you know, it's good that they did that. World War II turned out a lot better as a result of them actually listening to us. There's still stuff that they did that I wasn't a big fan of, like, for example, with the map packs, the DLC. You only had 3 multiplayer maps instead of 4. You also had a zombies map, but let's face it, no one cared about World War II zombies. They were not very good. Better than Vanguard zombies, but that doesn't say a whole lot, considering how Vanguard's the worst Call of Duty zombies of all time. But, yeah, they charged the same money, gave us less content. Well, technically not, because they gave us War Mode maps every DLC, but War Mode was not... It wasn't... I didn't like it, okay? I know some people liked it. There's still people that do play it to this day, not quite as much as there were even just a couple years ago. It's kind of died off a little bit, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. That was honestly the main problem that I have with the game, and also the lack of authenticity, where you had black women fighting for the Nazis. That was just ridiculous. But when I thought it couldn't get worse, then Vanguard came out with their laser weapons in World War II. Yeah, that was terrible. And World War II was one of the last Call of Duty games that didn't have strict skill-based matchmaking. So I think for that reason alone, it's definitely worth playing over Vanguard and pretty much all the other modern Call of Duty games. And it's especially appealing if you're a PlayStation gamer, because you don't really have access to the classic Call of Duty games. If you're on Xbox One or Xbox Series X, you do. But on PS4 and PS5, you don't at all, unless you dig up your old PS3 or 360. At least this game's backwards compatible on PS5, though. So, yeah, I'd say if you're a fan of old school Call of Duty, you're on PS5, this is easily the best option for you. Don't even bother if you're on PC, because nobody plays that version at all. People do still play the DLC, but I wouldn't say it's worth it, just because, I mean, the base maps are alright. They're not amazing. There actually weren't a whole lot of them. The DLC maps, I think, are better, but, you know, they're just such little content that I wouldn't think it's worth paying $50 for a season pass. Unless it goes on sale so much, then, yeah, fine. But otherwise, it's not... I don't feel like it's as necessary as the DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts, for example, because Ghost is terrible without the DLC. That's pretty much it. That's Call of Duty World War II in 2024. Still active. I think still overall a positive experience. If you never played it before, definitely give it a chance. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.